So, Charles, do you want to start with the introduction or shall we start? Like, I can take over, but I'm happy for you to start when you want to start with introduction.
I think we can start with a quick introduction.
Sure.
I am Charles from the Milimani Group. Welcome to this webinar. It is specifically focused on diploma nurses who want to transition to Australia. And today's host is Baljinda. She is a nurse educator from Nurse Growth Academy, Australia, and she will be our host for the webinar. So welcome. If you have any questions, put them down in the chat. We will have them answered at the end of the webinar. So welcome.
Thanks, Charles. Lovely. I think we've got lots of people on and joined us today, and I think it's great. We will go with the presentation quickly, and then we can take all the questions. So, welcome everyone. My name is Baljinder from Nurse Growth Academy from Australia. I am a nurse educator and the co-founder. I've got Marina, who is my another co-founder, but she's not here with me today. And I'm also an internationally qualified nurse who moved to Australia 18 years ago. And since then, I've worked in many specialties across government hospitals here in Queensland, and I've also worked as an AHPRA examiner for OSCEs. So that's based on my experience as educator and examiner, and combined with Marina's experience, we have the right skills to assist international nurses with the right guidance and support and education. So today's webinar, we are going to talk about pathways for internationally qualified diploma nurses. Because most of the bachelor's nurses, they've got a straightforward path, but diploma nurses, Australia wasn't offering much to start with, but we have found a solution for you. So that's what this webinar is about. But we will start with some introduction of what you will learn today. So we will go through what AHPRA and NMBA are. So these are the two words I will use again and again. So it's good to know what these two terms mean. And then what are the three different registration streams that AHPRA offers for international nurses? And then what is stream C, which is specifically relevant to diploma holder nurses? And then what is GCAN and how it unlocks the stream B for diploma holder nurses? And we will talk about step-to-step roadmap. So to start with, what is AHPRA? AHPRA is basically a nursing council its full name is Australian Health Practitioner Regulatory Agency. It's basically a nursing, not just nursing council, it is a healthcare practitioner regulatory body. It regulates all the health professionals in Australia, including nurses. And it also assesses the overseas qualifications for any internationally qualified health practitioners who want to work as a registered practitioners in Australia. AHPRA assesses their qualifications and deem them competent, non-competent, etc. And then it also provides you registration, authority to work, or will give you license basically to work as a registered professional. So you can check on the official website for any of the information that we'll share today. And then you will also hear NMBA. NMBA is specific to nursing and midwifery. So it is Nursing and Midwifery Board of Australia. Basically, NMBA sets the professional standards that every nurse or midwife must meet to practice as a licensed practitioner in Australia. It sets the competency standards. It tells you what is the best practice, what is not, and then your English language and recency of practice requirements. It works very closely with AHPRA when it comes to assessing internationally qualified nurses. So simply, if we want to differentiate what AHPRA versus NMBA is, AHPRA is the organization that processes your application. NMBA that sets the rule that AHPRA applies and follows when they are assessing your application. So together they deal with you deal with AHPRA and NMBA both, but your direct communication will always be with AHPRA. So how the internationally qualified nurses and midwives registration process works. So there are a few steps. If you decided that, okay, I want to go and explore if Australia will accept me as a nurse, right? If you already hold qualification as a nurse in your country. So your first step is usually to do a quick self-assessment. It is on AHPRA's website. I will share a link later on with you in an email. So your first step is quick doing a self-check. That will ask you a couple of questions. What is your qualification level? Where did you completed it? What is your college or institution name? And then after you've done those steps, it will assign you a stream. Basically, it will put you in one or the other category based on the information you shared in self-assessment. So this step is completely free. You can do anytime you want. It takes 10 minutes. It doesn't need any official documents to be submitted. It's just like a quick questions from drop-down menu. So based on then after that, you get a stream. And then from stream, if you're assigned a stream based on what is the requirement of that stream, you proceed further with your application. So let me go through what those 3 streams that AHPRA assigns you after you do self-check. So stream A, so AHPRA assigns you 3 streams once you do your self-check. You could either be placed in stream A, stream B, or stream C. So now what does these 3 streams mean? So what is the pathway for stream C then? So why do you get assigned stream C is basically understanding that Australia's qualification, they usually use a framework called Australian Qualification Framework, or called AQF. So your qualification has to meet the Australian bachelor level nursing qualification, which is usually a level 7 qualification. And for anything like diploma or a less than bachelor's degree from foreign countries, it is equal to AQF level 5 or 6. Right? So you can see that why AHPRA put diploma holders in stream C, because your qualification is less than a bachelor degree if you have acquired that in Australia. So your qualification has to meet the Bachelor of Nursing in Australia as if you want to register as a RN. Otherwise, there are diploma holders who are called enrolled nurses in Australia, but that there are only few countries that are eligible for that. So most of the countries outside those stream A1, you are not even eligible for enrolled nursing category, right? So you need to essentially upskill yourself to or get your qualification to the level of AQF level 7 or above. Okay. So for that, I've got a wrong slide there. So the solution there is that if we have if you get a course or a degree that can get you to that AQF level 7, then you can be eligible for stream B. Okay, so there is a course called GCAN, which is a Graduate Certificate of Advanced Nursing, which is offered by an institute, IHM, here in Australia. If you do that, it will uplift your qualification to the level of a bachelor's degree or even higher. So you can then re-enter the AHPRA pathway as in stream B. Okay. So, and then you follow the same path as stream B nurses follow. So what is GCAN? So GCAN, as I said, it's a graduate certificate in advanced nursing. It bridged that gap from diploma to then a bachelor level nurse, provided by Institute of Health and Management in Australia, IHM. It gives you an AQF level A, which means it also gives you a postgraduate certificate, not just a bachelor degree, but a postgraduate certificate, which is higher than a bachelor's degree from Australia. Okay. And the duration for this is 26 weeks, which is 6 months full time, or you can do part time. Let me. Sorry, I'm just muting people. I can't figure it out how to mute everybody in one go, but I can still see few people are still not unmuted. Paul, can I ask you? Yes, perfect. You have muted yourself. Thank you. Okay. So back to what GCAN is. It's a 26 weeks or 6-month full-time course. Delivery is fully online. You don't need to have a student visa to complete this program. And it is fully accredited. It is being identified or as accredited by AHPRA or Australia's official education system. So it is fully valid, credible, and AHPRA accepts it as a fully accredited program. And it's fully online, 6 months or 12 months part-time. And who is eligible? There are some conditions for you to even undertake this. So it's not available for everyone. You must have at least a 3-year diploma of nursing. Some countries, they do offer 2-year diploma or 2-year nursing program. It needs to be at least 3-year diploma nursing program that you have had in your country and must have at least 1 year of experience in clinical area. Okay. And then you must be currently registered as with your nursing council or nursing board. These are the 3 main big eligibility criteria. The 4th one, English language. English language, it's actually not as strict. You must meet IHMs, that institutes English language requirements. So what their English language requirements are, I had a screenshot earlier. So all these countries that you can see in the list, you can take a screenshot. If you are from this country, you are considered that you meet the English language requirements. You don't need a English language test like OET, PT, IELTS, etc. Okay. So it's usually you will be eligible from most of the countries that I could see on the list. I can again later on individually, if you need to ask me more questions, I can provide you more information on specifically about your country. But most of the countries, if you are from this one, or you can provide transcripts that your course was provided in English language, you will be eligible for GCAN. Okay, so what is the roadmap then from there to become an RN as a registered nurse in Australia? So if you have a 3-year diploma with 1-year experience and currently working as a registered nurse in your country and have a license, you are eligible for GCAN. So you enroll in a GCAN program which can take you full-time 6 months, part-time 1 year, fully online. it will upgrade your qualification to level 8, which will then make you eligible for AHPRA's self-check, and you apply, and then you will be assigned stream B, which is then you do the NCLEX, you do the OSCE, and then you apply for registration. Okay. So what is the catch here with GCAN is like how much is the fee, etc. I know these questions will come, but I can tell you right now. So the fee for 6-month program, or if you do over 12 months, it's $8,000. And the entry or the enrollment happens every 2 months. So there is a new batch starting every 2 months. So there is one batch starting in May, then there will be another one in July, and so on. So it's fully online. You can, it is very, like the setup of the program is in a way that you can manage it while you are working in your country. Okay. And there are multiple specialties to choose from. There are 12 specializations that you can choose from if you are particularly interested in any specific area of nursing. Okay, so this is us, how we can help you and support you. We can provide you personalized guidance. We work with Milimani Group, we work with Child, so you can get your initial consultation advice from them. And when you need more help with enrollment in GCAN, you need preparation with OSCE, we can provide you OSCE, and Milimani Group provides NCLEX training as well. And we can support you throughout the whole process. And we do offer a help with your CV preparation and getting you ready for finding a job here in Australia after you become a registered nurse. We do have partnered in migration agents who can guide you on the right visa type. Because after what happens when you get your registration, you need to have appropriate visa with work rights for you to get a job. Okay, so that's then your like next level or stage of this process. But yeah, that's us. You can take a screenshot of this slide. I've got a WhatsApp number. You can reach us on WhatsApp. You can send us an email. There is an email there. Please take a screenshot of this, but otherwise we can share this information with you after the this webinar today. But that's all from me. I'm happy to take any questions.
wanaenda lunch ya.
So I've got a question, if there are any discounts on the GCAN tuition because I'm interested. So you can pay through payment plans.
Ifanye hakuna ofisi za HR kama.
Sorry, Millicent, could you please mute yourself? Okay. So they do offer payment plans. You can pay it over a period of time. You don't have to pay the whole fee upfront. So that's one thing, but we can look at the discounts after with the enrollment officer when we put an inquiry. So that's something you can check in. Pay the school fees in installments. Yes, you can. There are payment plans. How long does OSCE take approximately and how much? So the OSCE itself, there is, as I mentioned, there is a step before that. You will need to complete your NCLEX. So depending upon how long you take NCLEX, usually people take 3 months or so to prepare and pass, if you pass in one go. And if you say, so for OSCE, yes. So OSCE usually again takes 3 months or so, depending upon how comfortable you feel with your clinical skills. OSCE exam itself is an expensive exam. So OSCE probably is the most expensive exam, but it is the last step. So you are close to then getting registration. OSCE fee for AHPRA is $4,000. And that's where we come in to help you prepare so that you fully prepare in the one go, that you don't have to reappear in the exam. Okay. So it's a part in AHPRA process where they ask for clearance of criminal history. What do they mean by international clearance, or can the good conduct certificate from our country work? So the part of criminal history check is at the later stages when you are ready to apply for registration. You must pass the criminal history for international criminal history. So that is a non-negotiable. They usually have, you have to go through the agencies that they recommend to get that done. So maybe Charles can add more into this. If you guys have experience with this part.
Yes, CBC. So for criminal background check, you need criminal background check from all the countries where you've resided. And the standard fee is $80 plus $8, but that will vary depending on how many countries you've lived in or worked in.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. There's more question. Vivian, how much is the tuition fee? So it was 8,000 Australian dollars, Vivian, and you can ask for payment plans. And then Natasha, I'm a diploma nurse, but already have NCLEX. How can you advise? So which you have done one of the later steps already, because NCLEX is, if you have passed the NCLEX for any other board in US or Canada, your NCLEX is valid for 10 years. If you have done it within 10 years, that's good. Keep it there. But you need to have your qualification upgraded, which is where GCAN will help you. Okay, so if you take 6 months to complete GCAN, you apply your application, you will straight get to the OSCE part. Okay. And yes, US NCLEX is recognized by AHPRA. There is no age limit, Mohammed, for going through this process at all. Where do you take OSCEs? In Australia, there are only 2 locations, Melbourne and Adelaide. So you have to come to Australia on some sort of visitor visa or business visa to be able to undertake the exam. And AHPRA invites you for the exam, so you can apply that or include that when you are applying for visa as a proof that you are invited. And that usually works for immigration. So it is recognized. Yes, I'm answering the question about is GCAN upgrade recognized in other countries like USA. It is a postgrad qualification, and as far as I know, it is recognized by many countries, but I can find out specifically about USA. It is a postgrad qualification. It depends upon what you want to use it for. For Australia, it is particularly useful for AHPRA streaming, whereas for US, because they don't really mind, as far as I know, if you have a diploma and if you have done NCLEX, you are eligible. So that should be okay then, if it is only for job purposes that you have a higher qualification. Is the upgrade recognized elsewhere else in Australia? So yeah, I've probably answered the same question. I will find the specific information in what other countries specifically it is recognized, but it is recognized in most of the countries. Someone with bachelor's, do we start from stream B? Yes, that's where you will start. You will start with your self-check. You will get your portfolio submission, and then you will be asked to do NCLEX and OSCE. But you must have your current license as a nurse in your country. From Fundi, I can, from slides that Kenya is among the English-speaking countries, then why we are subjected to English proficiency exam? So that particular slide was regarding this particular institute's requirement. So Institute of Health Management, who is providing GCAN, they include Kenya and other countries as like you get exemption from English exam to start this program. But the other English proficiency exams for AHPRA registration, everything you still need to do. What about those with the bachelor's degree? Yes, with the bachelor's degree, you can go straight to stream B. Okay. Khalid has asked how much is OSCE. I think I did already mention it's $4,000 that you pay to AHPRA. And then you, if you are needing any preparation programs, such as our preparation programs, we do offer different packages. And you can check our website on those packages, but that can vary from 700 Australian dollars to 2,500 Australian dollars, depending upon what is your requirement. In OSCE, if you have to be there in person, or if so, is it available in Kenya? Yeah, you have to be in Australia in person. Does a KHCHN qualify? Sorry, Felix, I don't know what does KHCHN stands for. Maybe Charles can help me, or you can tell me if you are still.
Well, KRCHN is the diploma qualification for Kenya. For
So it
you
is a
to,
3-year diploma?
it is a 3-year diploma.
Yeah,
So they are eligible for the GCAN program, but they
perfect.
cannot register directly
Yeah.
through Stream B without the upgrading qualification.
So Cindy has asked if Nurse Growth Academy charge agency fees once we start the process with them. So if you start the process with IHM, we do not charge anything. We are only partners with them like as a referral. They pay us the referral fee. We don't actually charge anything to the clients. Sponsorship pathways, or you do have to do it all by yourself? So no, unfortunately, there is no sponsorship pathway, Mary. You have to pay by yourself. But you can easily get that money back once you get a job as a nurse. So it is a bit of investment in your future. So then we have question from Tony. That's where I was. If you're in the process to come to Australia on a student visa, can I still continue with the process? Yes, you can still continue, but it is an online course, so it doesn't really matter where you are. If you're still coming on a student visa, you are able to continue this GCAN as well. Mona has asked, you can only register with AHPRA after passing OSCE. Yes, that's correct. You cannot register with AHPRA without that step. How long is certificate verification, and are there any specific requirements needed? So Anne has asked these questions, and I need a little bit of more information. What do you mean by certification verification? Are you asking about the portfolio process? I'm not sure. Happy for you to speak or maybe type again, but I'll keep going. Best between student pathway. Khalid has asked which is best between student pathway or GCAN. I'm guessing that's a question. Look, if you're already a 3-year diploma holder, you probably student pathway will be more expensive than this path, because you can do it while you're still in your country, so you save money on living expenses. You can still continue to work and gain that experience as a nurse. So that will count towards your when you are looking for a job. So that's good thing. And it's definitely cheaper, even including NCLEX, OSCE, everything. This pathway is cheaper than a student visa. Okay, so Anne has asked, how long does it take to relocate after being licensed by AHPRA? It depends upon what sort of visa you apply or find. So if you can, there are different options. You can either be lucky. If you're very lucky, you might find employer sponsorship. You can look for state sponsorships. You can look for skilled migration visas. So there are different options, and each option takes it has different duration. So depending upon which one is suitable for you, it is variable. So I can't really answer that question, but that is something where we refer you to our migration experts who can answer those questions, because I can't legally tell you anything. If I tell you something about your migration and if it's not true, I might get in trouble. So I have a degree, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and money to facilitate process. Kindly assist. So Jojo has said that. Jojo, definitely get in touch with us. We can get you on the right track. So your next step would be getting your self-assessment, portfolio submission, and then NCLEX preparation, and then OSCE. And Fancy has said, can diploma nurses enroll? So I think Fancy maybe joined us a bit later. But yes, Fancy, you can enroll into GCAN, which will then make you eligible for Stream B, which is then NCLEX, OSCE, and registration. How can you access this recording? Kiprops have asked. So Kiprop, after today, myself and Charles, we will have your details. Once we get that, we will share the recording as well as some other resources in an email. So that might be over next few days. So keep an eye on your emails. If you have not provided us an email, please share it with Charles in the group chat or register. We will be able to send you the right information then. Do you recognize specialties? For example, someone who's already pediatric nurse, any other specialty? So Natasha has asked that. Yes, GCAN does offer multiple specialty, and pediatric is one of them. However, I would advise you from my experience and based on where the demand is in Australia. If you do have some specialty, that's fine. But if you're doing GCAN and getting your post AHPRA job finding, if you are a general nurse, it's good. It keeps your options open. So don't apply for a specific specialty jobs, or I would even say the GCAN, go with the generic one, acute medical surgical, because that will then keep your options open after you get your registration. Because most of the demand in Australia is in aged care or in acute settings. So that's where you want your skills to match with. Age limit for diploma nurses, no age limit. How much is all process for diploma register, and do you kind one until relocate in Australia? So that's Bevelin. Bevelin, I did mention that the process for GCAN fee is $8,000. And then for remaining is your AHPRA is 4,000, and then your OSCE and other fees. So I'm guessing the total process, if you are a diploma holder and you need to do GCAN, and then the rest, it will be anywhere between 18, 19, even 20,000 Australian dollars for the whole process from beginning to end. How long does OSCE results take? So Khalid, OSCE results usually after you sit, you go back to your country. If you only here on a visitor visa, if you're on any other type of visa and you have permission to stay here, that's fine. The results take approximately 6 to 8 weeks. After one does the OSCE and passes, do we travel back and await full registration, then start looking for jobs? Yes, that's correct. Does someone stay in Australia after passing an OSCE? Depending upon what is your visa and if you're allowed to stay, and the process for, obviously you can't start job hunting until you get the license. Okay, what's the age limit? No age limit for any of this process. And I think, yeah, you ask for the documentation for portfolio process. I'm sure Charles can help you with that. Charles, can you answer what sort of documents are needed for portfolio stage? And asked that question earlier, and this is the second part of that question.
Okay, for the portfolio stage, you need a copy of your BSN, a copy of your home country practice license, your nursing registration, and then again, if you have upgraded from diploma, then you need your GCAN qualification. In addition to that, you also need notarized copies of your identity documents. That is your passport, your birth certificate. And if you have already done the NCLEX, then you need a copy of the NCLEX pass report or the pass letter for purposes of processing your exemption. So for more details, you can get in touch with us. We will assist you.
Perfect. Thanks, Charles. Then we have another question about cost, which we already answered. And Cindy has asked if we do help nurses with creating a portfolio and do we charge? So yes, we can help, and Mimani Group can help. It is your option, whoever you are going with, but we all are here to help you guys. But yes, we do charge money for whatever we are, like, our time and effort and advice and guidance, and definitely. And Ivy has asked, how do I start the GCAN? So Ivy, please send us an email at info@nursegrowthacademy.com. We can share the information about how to enroll in the process. Jojo has asked if US NCLEX is same as Australia. Yes, it is. What happens if I happen to fail the OSCE? Anne has asked. That is, then Anne, you can resit the exam as many times as you want. But resitting is not difficult. Paying the fee is difficult. So hopefully with the right guidance and preparation, hopefully you won't fail. But yes, you can resit the exam. There is no limit on that. GCAN, how many hours per day does GCAN takes? So that's a very good question, Mohammed. I will have to give you that information. I don't have it ready with me. But I can tell you that it is very flexible. It is fully possible for a full-time nurse who is working full-time. So from that, you can imagine that it doesn't really need a lot of efforts. There are recorded lessons. It is a self-paced study. So there is no limitations of that you have to log in at certain time, at certain day, but there will be some assessments that you will have to complete. So it is very flexible in that regards. So I think this is a question from Daniel for you, Charles. There are two types of diplomas offered by KMTC. That is KRCHN and KRN. Do they all qualify?
If you are referring to Kenya Registered Nurse and Kenya Registered Community Health Nurse, those are diploma level qualifications. They are recognized for purposes of your upgrading qualification.
Yeah, beautiful. Gemtai has asked, do you guide students who have completed a bachelor's top-up degree in nursing in the UK to secure nursing job opportunities in Australia? So, Gemtai, it depends upon when you did your original degree, and yours is a tricky one. If you have done your degree in UK and you have a UK license, you might be even eligible for Stream A. So we can definitely help you with portfolio submission, but we need to check. So it is a bit tricky one for international nurses who go and work in those countries and gain some qualifications from there. AHPRA will have to assess to definitely tell you what would be your next step. But you might most likely be sitting in Stream A. In brief, Diana has asked what I'm supposed to do to qualify to work as a nurse in Australia. I think hopefully it would be clear by now, Diana, that you will need to do your self-check, do portfolio submission, which is your documentations, which are assessed by AHPRA. And then based on if you were bachelor's, have your current license, you will be stream B doing NCLEX and OSCE exam. If you're a diploma holder, you can't go straight to NCLEX and OSCE. You will have to do a top-up qualification, which is where GCAN comes in. You can do a GCAN and then be back on the pathway for portfolio submission, NCLEX and OSCE. GCAN online hours, 6 months, but not, as I said, I'm not sure about how many hours per day or a week it takes. But that is something I will have to get that information for you, Khalid. How much is an approximate salary for a nurse in Australia? A very good question, Cindy. So a base level nursing salary as a RN starts with $70,000 a year. And that is just a base level, which is not counting if you're working weekends, not counting if you're working after hours like late shifts or night shifts. So the base level salary being that with penalties, which is those extra money, it comes anything like $80,000 to $90,000. Okay, and it also varies between if you're working in the public sector versus private sectors. Public sector pays a bit better, they have good benefits. Private sector usually is a bit less. But it is, again, that's a baseline salary for most of the states and most of the settings, public or private. Fancy, I hope I've answered your question by now. GCAN is $8,000, 6 months full-time, 12 months part-time to complete, fully online. Yes, Natasha, we do help with job searching afterwards and immigration process. And we help you prepare your CVs and help you with recruitment, like interview preparation and stuff, so that you understand what exactly the employers are looking for, because that's another thing. Many nurses, they qualify, they get the AHPRA registration, they keep applying on Seek, LinkedIn with generic CV, and employers don't even look at that because they have a special criteria, which we can definitely help you with. OSCE is compulsory. Yes, Miriam, OSCE is compulsory if you are in stream B or a diploma holder. After everything, are you given a permanent residency when you get a job? So the job doesn't give you permanent residency, it's the immigration. So it depends upon most of the temporary visas, work visas will ultimately lead you to a permanent residency. Okay. So yes, whole process can take almost 2 years, Khalid. That's true. Are there agency they offer sponsorship after top-up and NCLEX? Agencies usually don't offer sponsorship. It's usually the employers, but we definitely try to find people, the employers who are looking for any particular specialty nurses who can sponsor. But that is not something that every employer sponsorship is available. It's only available in some of the remote areas where it's not a lot of nurses available. Khalid, for study, if you complete your course, are you allowed to stay if you don't find employer with 2 years? Again, if you are studying here in Australia, you have to find a relevant visa, whether you keep extending your student visa or you find a bridging visa while you have applied. There are multiple options, like you can apply for skilled visas, sponsorships. What is the other visa called? Skilled migration visa. It's a point-based visa. So there are different options. Look, there are very few people who will have to leave a country after they have done their studies. only if they have done something really bad or broken some rules. I have not seen many people leaving the country after doing the student visa. The struggle can be a bit longer depending upon your particular circumstances, but most of the time you find a way. Annabelle, how you can join GCAN, please email us at Nurse Growth Academy. I'm just typing my email there. And send us an email. We can guide you through what will be the next step to enroll. And you can also send us a WhatsApp on this number. Okay, and we'll be 43 next year. 43 next year? What chances do I still have in terms of Aussie PR? Yes, that will be tricky. If you have not started the process and it will take you 2 years, your chances for some visas after 45 goes down. So you have to be less than 45 years at the time of applying for that visa. Some of the visas like sponsorship, skilled migration. What did you say the salary for a nurse in Australia? It is around 70,000 Australian dollars as a baseline. Can be up to 80, 85 if you're working weekends, after hours, night shifts and stuff. So when traveling, do you help in paying the flights? Sorry, and we can't help you paying anything. We get paid by you guys. So, but you'll have to find a travel agent or Charles, does your agency help with like organizing this sort of stuff for candidates who are flying here?
We can assist them to apply for the tourist visa.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, the other ones we can always refer them.
Sure.
But that should not be a challenge. The main challenge is to do a good application for the tourist visa.
Yeah. Perfect. Wow, lots of questions. Think I can't see any more, but that was really good. I hope lots of people got a lot of information. So in terms of like these people who are joining us, I hope, Charles, did we get everybody's details for us to send them more information about this or recording?
Yes, we do. We do have the data.
Beautiful. So Fancy, we don't have a WhatsApp group. We have Charles have WhatsApp group, but I have shared my WhatsApp number there. You can definitely reach us, and we do have a channel, WhatsApp channel, which we can share the link where we update the information every now and then. I will share that link with you right now. You can join the channel and then send us a message straight away as well. So this is our WhatsApp for Nurse Growth Academy, and I hope you already are in Milmani's WhatsApp group. And with us both, you will get the right information.